Well, hello guys, in this video we are going to talk about what kind of cables you need to create parrot on any kind of frequency basically. So parrot is a thing, when you transmit to it, it will give to you same signal. It is used to cover wider area, especially with PMR and low power devices on analog. I mean local region coverage, okay? So what kind of cables and radios and connectors you need, and when we talk about software, you are probably going to use Simplex software that is totally free application. Anyway, there will be a dedicated video about that. So let's talk about cables, guys. Just what kind of cables you need. This is a bunch of stuff here. The most important cable that you need to own is this one, 3.5 to 3.5 millimeter banana. Okay, so make sure, I mean mono will work, but make sure that these guys are stereo, because many combinations are possible. So 3.5 to 3.5 millimeter audio cables, you must have these. It's really not important what kind of radio you have, you must have these. So this is one thing. Okay, let's just leave it on the left side. Another piece of cables you need are also audio cables, but on one side, just a second, on one side you will have 3.5 millimeter banana connector, and on the other side you are going to have 2.5 millimeter connector. Okay, so that's other cable you need. This cable you can buy it, you can create it. There are options like 3.5 to 2.5 directly, but also this combination is possible from stereo systems, from speakers, like 3.5 to RCI, okay, and then you have 2.5 to RCI, and then you can just, connect these and do all kind of combinations. So it's really not important as long as on sides you have this thing and this thing. Okay, so that's pretty much it, what you need to have when we talk about cables. And I'm experimenting in the last couple of months a lot with parrots, and I have accumulated like a bunch of cables. For example, this one is also 2.5 to RCI, good stuff for experimentation as a backup. I have a backup of 3.5 to 3.5, couple of them. What else I can have? Yeah, most of these things are not important, but you get the point here. Also, old Nokia phones, they do have on one side 2.5 millimeter banana with 4 poles, and on the other side they do have 3 of RCI type of connections. So this is for Nokia old phones. Let me see, maybe I can read the model here. These guys are also good for experimentation. So if you care about model, this is it, like Charlie Alpha 92 United. Made in China, old Nokia stuff, right? But it will get the job done. Also, well, we don't need this thing anymore. Yeah, maybe if you have a couple of leftovers of cables, like from old speakers, that will also work, like 3.5 and wires, and then you can create all kind of combinations. Also, you can create parrot from your Android phone or laptop, but in that case, because new laptops are idiotic, they do utilize like 3.5 4 poles connectors. So you can have laptop as a parrot or Android phone as a parrot with dedicated applications. So this splitter will get the job done. So one thing will be for output and other thing will be for input. But mobile phones are idiotic, and producers of them, they do have different standards. So maybe this thing will work with your phone and maybe not. So if you wanna lower down like mental and time cost when you think about stuff, don't play around with Android phones and parrots, because all kind of mess is possible. So just leave that until you are more experienced. Okay, so let me just put this on another table, and now we will explain how to connect those things. So let me just clean this mess a little bit. So this thing and this thing, only things you need. Okay, when we talk about radios, a lot of people do have Baofeng radios, but they will work fine when you activate Vox as transmitting device, as long as you have those like fabric headphones, like standard Baofeng stuff. Okay, that thing will work without any kind of problems. But the moment when you put these cables in Baofeng radio and you hook it up to PC, all kind of mess is possible, so I will not advise you to use Baofeng radios as parrot primary transceiver side until you are more experienced. They can work if you utilize COM port or USB port relays and stuff, but that's too much work if you ask me. Better option will be just something like this. Something like Allen HP446 or any other radio that do have this kind of setup. Baofengs do have this kind of setup, but the purposes of holes are different. On Baofeng, 3.5 millimeter, like a big hole, will be for microphone, will be for input. Okay, so you need to pay attention about that. On Baofeng 3.5 is for microphone input. So on this side, let's say that this is PC, you need to pull audio from that and import it in here for Baofengs, guys. And 2.5 for Baofengs, pull audio signal from this because this is audio out for Baofengs and put it into microphone in on PC. But you don't want to do that if you have something like this. Now this radio, this big hole, is contrary to Baofeng. It is 3.5 audio out from radio, 3.5 audio out from radio, and this is 2.5 microphone in. So you will just have audio from here, from big hole, and put it into microphone in laptop. So this is out, and in a laptop, let's say that will be microphone in, and on a laptop audio out will go into this, which is microphone in. I know it's a little bit confusing, but the moment when you have your radio in a hand, when you start experimenting, the things will be easy. And before, if you are confused, before hooking up radios to laptop, just experiment with ordinary speakers like earbuds. Hook them to holes and see what kind of audio is going out. Okay, so first simplify things, guys, simplify things. Now this radio is not Baofeng, this is Allen. This is why I love it. There is no any kind of problems with Vox. So to pull audio from this thing to laptop, you're going to use 3.5 millimeter banana and you're going to stick it in here. Now this other 3.5 banana, you're going to stick it into laptop or PC, whatever you have. So this thing right now goes to microphone in a laptop. Okay, out from here into PC, out from here into PC. Okay, so that's one thing. Now another thing, when you're creating parrots, 2.5 in will go right here, and if this thing is kind of fat, you can just remove piece of plastic. So don't use force, you know. So I'm just gonna try to do that without force. Maybe it will work. Okay, so this worked perfectly. Don't put a lot of stress on these connectors because you can damage stuff inside. So just remove a couple of millimeters of plastic and you will be fine. Anyway, okay, this is for audio out. Audio out, 3.5 audio out, and this is for audio in from laptop. Now you're going to push 2.5 in, and this 3.5 will go into laptop out. Okay, and with that your hardware thing is done. Like, you absolutely don't need to do anything more. Just hook these things to your laptop or PC and the thing will absolutely work without any kind of problems. Okay, and I will demonstrate that on a laptop in a couple of seconds. So before doing that or after, whatever, you must select your radio to be activated on Vox. So when there is a sound from laptop, it will activate transmission in this radio. And sometimes on some radios you can do that when these things are in, sometimes not. It depends about radio. So the smartest idea is just to, before putting cables, activate that stuff, activate Vox, and Vox is activated briefly. So red stuff was like a test emission, and that's cool. Okay, now let's turn it off. See, Vox is activated, Vox. Let's turn it off and then put these guys in, and job is done. Next time when you start it, little bit of transmission, that's fine. And now if your Simplex software is working, this thing will act like a parrot. And that is absolutely great solution for a lot of radio amateur enthusiasts and PMR enthusiasts, and you can hook your wires to any kind of radio. You can have analog radio, digital radio, HF radio, maybe even some CB radios do have same setup, I don't know. But this will get the job done in 99% of the cases. Yes, you probably don't want to use like parrot on HF because of a lot of noise. HF is different, but on UHF, VHF, satellite connections and so on, this will get the job done. Okay, if you don't have a license, experiment with PMR. If you do have a license, you know your stuff, you know your frequencies and ranges. So I don't know who wrote that Simplex program on Windows, but thank you, dude. You have done a lot of stuff for radio amateur and PMR community. You are like number one. Thank you. Okay. And also that Simplex program can be used for professional services, for channel marker. You know, guys, if you are into HF, you probably know about those military channel markers. They are very easy to create. On one side you have just PC, and on the other side you have radio and two cables, and you activate your software and you have channel marker. Or you don't need a PC, you just need a signal generator, like audio signal generator, and price of it is like $2 if you go out on websites and buy that stuff. And also you can have old school analog signal generators. They are a little bit more expensive, but also you can find them on flea market. So the infrastructure for channel markers are extremely cheap and simple. And most of the time these things will be done using analog technology. Okay, I was talking too much. So anyway, let me grab my laptop here and show you what's the setup. Right, so this is a laptop. Maybe you will not see everything because the laptop is a little bit big, but this is some old brick, and it's really not important. So let me try to have it like this. Okay, now see this thing here? You have a speaker like headphones. Okay, this is for out and this is for in. This is microphone in, this is audio out. So you will grab your green banana. Okay, so this is out from radio, and you will put that into microphone in on a laptop. Okay, so this is microphone in. So audio from radio out and input in laptop. Okay, so that's when we talk about one cable. When we talk about this yellow cable, in my case 2.5 millimeter banana, this is for microphone in a radio. Okay, microphone in a radio. So naturally, to get signal you need to put it here. Okay, so this is laptop source of audio, plug it in, and there you go, that's your setup. So now pretty much everything is working. Okay, so that's your parrot setup. You can just use like a 15 years old laptop and a 15 years old radio, and you will have your Simplex Repeater, parrot, radio beacon, channel marker, whatever you like. You can use this setup as a professional telemetry setup if you know programming, if you know how to interfere, how to connect your radio laptop to some other devices. You can get stream of data, you can get analog data, digital data, all kind of stuff. But this is the most simplest setup you can possibly get. And always choose laptops with dedicated 3.5 for in and 3.5 for out. These days they do have that idiotic laptops with only one connection with 4 poles in it, and that is absolutely disgusting. Old laptops are cool because they have dedicated audio in, audio out. Okay, so if you have old laptop or don't have it, go to market, buy something extremely cheap like Pentium 2, Pentium 3, something slow, because Simplex program will work on slow machines. And that's it. So cheap radio, cheap laptop, and then you can cover, like with this radio, 30 kilometers around. Okay, and if you have more powerful radio with I don't know, 4 watts, more watts, you can cover like 60 miles around. I don't know, it depends about your location. If you put this in your city on the top of building in some kind of box, you can cover vast area. And this is not like a proper radio amateur repeater, like different frequencies. We are talking about same frequency, so you are not bothering anyone. Your region, your area, your friends, your one channel, and you're not bothering anyone. And if you activate CTCSS or DTS, definitely then you're not bothering anyone and no one is bothering you. So yeah, you can do this with your Baofeng, but Baofeng is a little bit weird. So try to get something that is not Baofeng with this setup. 3.5 big one for out and 2.5 for in. Read documentation about stuff on internet when you are buying. Guys, I'm not bashing Baofeng. Baofeng is excellent radio. No matter what people are telling you, Baofeng is excellent radio. But sometimes it's not good for some cases. You can have workaround around Baofengs with COM port and relays. I think I have COM port here. Okay, like here, but that demands soldering and electronics and stuff like that. I'm not into wasting time. So you just have your cables and old stuff and stuff to get the job done. Okay, I'm talking too much. So yeah, in the next couple of days I'm gonna try to experiment more with Simplex repeater with parrots. Right now this desktop machine is serving as a parrot, and it's really not important if you are using desktop machine or laptop machine. Same stuff, 3.5 on this machine and this setup on a radio. It's really not important what kind of stuff is this. It can be like a industrial PC. It can be whatever you like. It can be Raspi if you know how to work with Raspi and write your own parrot scripts. But the simplest setup is old laptop, old radio, these cables, and you're done. No expenses anymore. Okay, I am talking too much. Thank you for watching. Ask what you need to ask, give comments and subscribe because that will help our channel to grow a little bit. Okay, thank you for watching one more time, and ciao ciao.